Hey guys, Dolphino. Today we're going to be covering open days and what you should do on them, what you should look out for, and their purpose. Hopefully I can give you some tips, and this pretty much follows on, this video follows on from my choosing a course, choosing a uni, and home and away videos. So if you haven't watched them already, you can watch them straight after this video. They're going to be in the playlist. So what is an open day? Well, an open day is basically an open house event held by the unis. It's a bit like in Come Dine With Me when everyone takes a wander around the house to see more about the person. That's pretty much what an open day is. Now, what should you do in preparation for an open day? Well, I'd say pick up a prospectus if you have one at hand, or even a printout of research from what I've told you in the other videos, saying if you've gone on UCAS. Take that with you. Take pen and paper or a notebook if you can. I'd recommend a notebook because you'll probably be seeing many open days, and with those open days you can compare notes real quick if you really need to. I also recommend that you take a parent or a friend, and mainly because most people like sense of security with their parents, and if the parents they're the ones who are pretty much going to make the biggest hue and ha if you're going to go to a certain uni or not. So if you can take one of them along, it usually puts them at peace, even if it does cramp your style a little bit. But no one's going to cry about it because most people take their parents anyway. I went with my mum. So on an open day, what should you be looking out for? Well, along with the course and who might be teaching you in terms of lecturers in the next year or the year after, also take a look at the buildings. There are three types of campuses. One, that's your very standard city centre campus, where the university itself is pretty much in the city centre, as it were, and the local commodities like shops and shopping centres, transport, accommodation is nearby. It might be a small commute, but it's not going to take any more than 20 minutes, half hour to your campus. Some places even closer, and at uni there's a accommodation block literally 2 minutes away. Literally people just walk to and from real quick, real easy. There's also the hub campus, and that is the campus which has everything on it. It has all of the buildings for your lecture halls, has all the luxuries of a supermarket and transport hub. On some occasions has a transport hub. Most of them have even social events, like might have a nightclub or a night hall for you and your potential friends to hang out if possible. And then there's also just the single, I'm going to call them alien block campuses, and that are buildings that have just got you're going to be studying. So the accommodation is probably going to be 30 plus minutes away, where you have to commute in. You're probably going to be a supermarket, like say Tesco's, Asda, Morrison's, etc. Socialising, let's say cafes, clubs, and bars, nightclubs, and anything else that might be nearby. I recommend that you choose one that kind of appeals to you. If you're the person that likes the hustle and bustle of city life, a hub campus probably isn't for you. Mainly because it'll be the same things that you'll see every day, the same students, the same faces, 8 out of 10 times. If you love being secluded and being a little bit out of the city centre, maybe in the countryside, then a hub campus is probably for you. It's a lot of the same people every day, and you make familiar faces and familiar judgments about people. If you are, say, an older student, or you have your own accommodation, and you're not really worried about, say, making friends, or if it's just like say you're studying at night or you're just doing part-time courses, then it really doesn't matter which one of these you choose. But the alien campus is probably for you, because you're just going to go there to study. You're there for 3-4 hours twice a week and you're out again. No biggie. So how are open days broken down? Well, usually you walk in and it starts off with, say, an assistant dean or dean lecture. They usually welcome you to the uni. They tell you how great it is. They throw at you some statistics. And because these are usually the earliest lectures, most people miss them. And I missed probably 3 out of the 6 unis I saw, the dean lectures, because I either got lost on the way there or I went to the wrong uni. So yeah, wrong uni on the same open day, which was funny. Next would be you go to a course-specific lecture. And that would mean that you'd go about and probably say hi to your potential lecturers, and they'll throw you some statistics. They might give you a little A4 pamphlet about what the course is going to be, what it's going to break down into, and basic requirements, well, basic but more specific information that you may not have picked up in your research about the course. Usually here they probably start name dropping and say, oh yeah, we've worked with so and so and so and so, and graduates this year went so and so and so and so, and then he'll usually throw in their favourite ever graduate who done the best thing ever. And this whole time I do recommend that your notebook comes in handy, and that's when you're taking notes. So every time the lecturer makes a statistic write that down. Here, quite a lot of information can be found though. So you usually find out how many people apply per year, how many people get into the course. You usually find out a little bit about the workshop and the quality of the rooms. And here makes your judgment on the course itself. After that's usually a tour and some lunch. At most unis I went to, it was a small half hour, 45-minute break, and then there'd be like another tour going about, and then the tour would take you around the campus, around the local area if it's like a city centre campus. Some will take you into the accommodation. You don't have to be on these tours. You can literally just look at the map they give you as soon as you walk in and say sign in. Yes, most open days require you to like sign in or sign up before you go, and they send you emails before you get there or post. And one example is that I had to get like a lanyard, and when I turned up to the security gate, they were like, "Hey, look!" I flashed the security card, and I was able to get in. And the person next to me, who just thought it'd be funny to wander in and get a goodie bag because they're giving out goodie bags, they never got in. So that being said, though, it's not the end of the world. Some people do get their reservations mixed up, or they leave like the invitation at home, and there's usually like a creche area of sign up people, and you can sign in again and then you get your goodie bag or whatever. I recommend you sign up. It just helps you calm down. You know what you're doing on the day. There's no worries, and usually it helps uni to pick up numbers. So if they're expecting a lot of people, they might have an open day from say 9 till 4, but if there's not a lot of people, they might just invite you personally to come in for an hour, and then they take you around and you're out again. So yes, open days can be all day, and I recommend that you kind of book your transport set out. So you're going to get a specific train in, and say you have an hour or half hour to wander around in case you get lost, or just see the sights for yourself before students kind of swamp you. One thing being shown around by someone who tells you everything's great, and it's another to wander around as a tourist, as it were, and see things for how they really are. So I've said it a few times now, but the feel of a place definitely wraps up your decision on it. Yes, you've done your research on choosing a course, and yes, you've done all your research on choosing a uni, and yes, you've done all your research on either if you want to go away or stay at home. But actually going to an open day definitely influences your final decision. I know I myself wanted to go to a certain uni since year 7. As soon as I heard about it was going to be great, and you all wanted to do, and it was like, yes, this is the uni I want to go to. And then I finally turned up, and it was nothing how I wanted it to be, and it was completely miserable, so I didn't go there. Of course, an open day might turn out to be a complete waste of time if you never got your firm or insurance places. You go into clearing, so an open day might seem useless, but don't worry about it. It will be explained in upcoming videos, and that's me, Dr. Dolphino. And they're my tips on an open day. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'm signing out.